Hello everybody, welcome back to the Dugout Football channel for tonight's preview between PSV and Liverpool. It's a pre-match build-up show as well. We'll talk about everything. We'll talk about PSV's form, we'll talk about Champions League, and we'll talk about some danger men to look forward to as well. But please do remember to hit that like button, please remember to hit that subscribe button as well. And we'll get straight things into it. And yes, PSV Liverpool, can the Reds make it 8 out of 8 wins? Well, we will wait and see. But as I've said, good evening, chat. Get your thoughts down below and let me know your thoughts ahead of this game. Come on, Liverpool. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start with obviously our opponents, PSV. Now, PSV are having a good season, just as like Liverpool, aren't they? Now, I'm going to speak about their Champions League form because they started. Let me just say this: they started pretty much in the start of the Champions League playoff round, which I can obviously think. Think your mic is a bit croaky. I think your mic is a bit croaky. Is it, Zane? Let me see about this. Settings, audio. Is that any better? I don't know if that's any better or anything like that. Is that any better? Please do let me know. As well. PSV. They started out in the UEFA Champions League playoff round. They had to actually play in the third qualifying round against Sturm Graz. Believe it or not, they played Sturm Graz. Got through that pretty comfortably, 7-2 on aggregate, and then they went into the Champions League playoff round against Rangers, and that was a 2-2 draw. And then all of a sudden, they managed to beat Rangers by 5-1. So that's something to say as well. To say that they were very, very good in that round. And then obviously they've had a bit of. How would I put it? They've had a very, very interesting season, to say the very, very least. They are unbeaten at home. I think that's one thing to say this now. They are unbeaten at home, which is quite surprising. Quite surprising to say the very, very least. So this is a very, very tough game for Liverpool. This is a very, very tough game for us. Zane, let me know if my mic's okay. I've turned up a wee bit, so please do let me know. And hello to John Conway. I hope you are well, mate. Hope you are very, very well as well. So let me just go into this. So their Champions League campaign started off with a 3-1 away defeat to Juventus. That was followed up by a 1-1 draw with Sporting. Then they went to PSG, surprisingly, 1-1 draw. Considering PSG's struggles. Then they played Girona and beat them by 4-0. Now we all know Liverpool have already played Girona this season. They managed to beat them 4-0 earlier this season. So really interesting, actually. Really interesting to say the very, very least. Then they had a bit of a topsy-turvy game between Shakhtar Donetsk. That was a 3-2 win in the Champions League there. They did lose surprisingly to Brest as well by 1-0. And then they went to Red Star Belgrade, or Crvena Zvezda, if you want to say that, and that was a 3-2 win as well. So they've had some very, very interesting games. And when I look at their league form, they have 16 wins, 1 draw and 3 losses this season. So they're top of the Eredivisie, 4 points ahead of Ajax at the moment. So that is very, very good for PSV. So don't take PSV lightly, chat. Please do not take PSV lightly, because they are a very, very good side. And this is going to be a very, very tricky game, to say the very, very least. John says, good, thank you. Douglas, how are you? I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad at all. And big up to Luke as well. Not too bad. I hope you're well as well. So we will go into the next part of the preview, which is obviously PSV Liverpool head-to-head record. Now, Liverpool have played PSV 6 times, won 5, drawn 1. The last meeting was a long time ago. It was in the 2009-2010 season. Liverpool ran out 3-1 winners against PSV, which is very, very interesting, to say the very, very least. So it has been a long time since we've actually faced them as well. So this is going to be very, very intriguing, to say the very, very least. And obviously we are in Eindhoven as well, Phillips Stadion as well. So this is going to be a very, very tricky game. PSV are actually unbeaten at home this season, so it gets the marker down. If we were to win this game, it would definitely do a big marker ahead of obviously the next round as well. And if I just check the Champions League, because it's funny people say this, apparently PSV are actually needing a win tomorrow to actually qualify. I'm just going to check this. So PSV are currently 19th. So they're currently 19th. So they definitely need something from tomorrow. I think it's the safest thing to say, because if they don't, they could face themselves basically possibly missing out. Yeah, three wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats in the Champions League this season. So this is going to be a very, very hard game, as I've said. Yeah, we'll need to wait and see. But let me just say, I'm not taking them lightly. I'm not taking PSV lightly. Let me just say that. That's going to be a very, very difficult game, to say the very, very least. So, well, if you have seen the Liverpool team going to Holland, well, let's just say this team is a mixture of youth and experience. A lot of players have been left behind by Arne Slot ahead of this one. Yeah, I'm just going to put that on the screen. So, we have taken the following players: Endo, Nunez, Chiesa, Gakpo, Elliott, Tsimikas, Robertson, Kone-Doherty, Mabaya, McConnell, Jaros, Kelleher, Nallo, Morrison, Dans, Norris, Quansah, Morton, Bradley, Davies, and Nyoni. So very, very young side. Very, very young side, I've got to say. To say the very, very least. So that is going to be something that is going to be very, very interesting to see tomorrow. Alisson, Trent, Konate, Van Dijk, Gravenberch, Maka, Szoboszlai, Diaz, and Salah all left on Merseyside, which I'm very happy with, because I think a lot of people have been kind of saying recently that they need a rest. They need a rest. I think it's the safest thing to say. They definitely need a rest. And when we look at this as well, it is good to see. Good to see. I applaud Arne Slot for doing this, because look, we don't have to win tomorrow. It's as simple as that. We don't have to win tomorrow. A draw is enough to get first place. But again, we've already qualified. So, I don't think first place or second place really determines who you get, really. So this could be very, very intriguing, to say the very, very least. But what I will say is that Barcelona have a very, very tough game against Atalanta tomorrow. Now, we know what Atalanta did to Liverpool last season. They could easily do that to Barcelona. They could easily go there and go to Barcelona. But I'll tell you, tomorrow is going to be absolute carnage. I know Luke is in the chat. I know he's a big, big City fan. They have to win against Club Brugge, or it's curtains from Manchester City, is the safest thing to say. So teams are obviously out of the Champions League so far. Young Boys, yeah, Slovan Bratislava, Salzburg, Sturm Graz, Crvena Zvezda, Girona, Leipzig, Sparta Praha, Bologna, Shakhtar, Dinamo Zagreb, and obviously Man City as it stands. But you would probably expect Man City to beat Club Brugge. Actually, where are Club Brugge? Club Brugge are 20th, so yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot of movement tomorrow. Definitely going to be a lot of movement tomorrow in the Champions League. But yeah, very, very young side Arne Slot has taken. So chance for Chiesa potentially to make his first start in the Liverpool shirt, which feels a bit strange in saying that, but it's one of those things where you have to say that he should be starting games. But there's a big chance tomorrow. Big chance for the likes of Endo, of course, and obviously Harvey Elliott to stake a claim in this team as well. So it's a very, very difficult game tomorrow. I fully expect a very, very difficult game tomorrow. And look, it's going to be fascinating to see how well we do. A young side like that, it's going to be very, very intriguing to say the very, very least. Now, let us go into some of the key men to watch out, and I've picked a few there. Hirving Lozano, Ivan Perisic, Johan Bakayoko, who's obviously on the thumbnail, and it is a big night for Cody Gakpo tomorrow as well, because he's returning to PSV for the first time as a Liverpool player, so that will be very, very interesting to say the very, very least. See how well he does. I'd imagine he'd get a good reception. I would imagine he'll get a good reception tomorrow. But yeah, look, Hirving Lozano, very, very good player down the years for Mexico for PSV, say the very, very least. So, and then obviously I've put out Ivan Perisic. We all remember Perisic, don't we? Yeah, a bit of a he's a great player. Perisic, really, really good player. I've obviously seen it in the Premier League with Spurs. We've seen it with Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, wherever he's been. He is a very, very good player. Very good. One of the outstanding Croatians. Let me just say that. It's obviously Johan Bakayoko is obviously the sort of the next big thing to come out of Belgium. So they've got some very, very good players. Very, very good players. Obviously Malik Tillman as well. They've got Joey Veerman to look forward to as well. So I am not expecting an easy game tomorrow. I can tell you that for a fact. Not expecting an easy game tomorrow. But we will see. John has gone 2-1 Liverpool. Interesting. I will get into score predictions very, very soon as well. So yeah, key men to definitely watch out for. Definitely Hirving Lozano, Ivan Perisic, Johan Bakayoko. It's one of those ones, to say the very, very least. And I would obviously have to say, I do think this is going to be a very tough game tomorrow. But obviously Bournemouth is a bigger game on Saturday. We can obviously look forward to that. But yeah, it's a very, very interesting game tomorrow, and obviously Saturday as well, because it's a big weekend. It's a big week ahead of us, because obviously we play Bournemouth, City play Arsenal, and that would be amazing if we went into that weekend. Getting that 9 points clear would be a very, very big gap then, and be very, very difficult to catch. It'd be very, very difficult to catch. We'll check for some of the other PSV players to look out for as well. So other players to look out for: Luke De Jong, who I seem to remember, is that the one that was at Newcastle? I do seem to remember. I think he was at Newcastle, if my memory serves me correctly. Serginho Dest, obviously another player who was at Barcelona, is obviously playing in Holland now, which is very, very good to see. Noah Lang as well. Remember him at Basel, I think it is. Ricardo Pepe, remember him from obviously the German Bundesliga as well. Didn't really work for him in the Bundesliga, unfortunately. American international, of course. Joey Veerman I've obviously mentioned as well. But yeah, they've got a good side. Good side under Peter Bosch, and this will be a real test tomorrow to see how well we do. So, team lineup. Well, let's go back to the very young Liverpool squad. It's tomorrow's lineup will be a mixture of youth and experience. I think it's the safest thing to say. But aye, it's going across the bottom of your screen. It's a very, very young side. But there are players there who obviously played in like the Premier League and FA Cup before as well. So you would expect players to do that. So that could be very, very intriguing to say the very least. But I'm going to go with Kelleher in goal. I think Kelleher will definitely start. I don't really see Jaros starting, so it'll be Kelleher in goal. I think it's going to be Connor Bradley. I think it's going to be Jarell Quansah. I do think Endo. Plays at centre back. And then I'm going to go Tsimikas. I think Tsimikas will play in this one. Then it'll be a midfield of Tyler Morton. I think Tyler Morton will play. I'm going to go Harvey Elliott. I think Harvey Elliott deserves a start. Let me just have a look at that list again. I've got obviously a little young McConnell there as well. I'm going to go Nyoni. On the left-hand side of midfield. And then up front, I think it just speaks for itself. Cody Gakpo is always going to start because, you know, he's gone out there against his former club. So I would expect him to... to start this one against his former club. Darwin Nunez, I think Darwin Nunez will start as well. And then I'm going to go Federico Chiesa to make his full debut for the Reds. And yeah, obviously the subs bench will have the likes of everyone who's on that list. To say the very, very least. Obviously Davies, if anybody knows, I think he's the fourth choice goalkeeper, I think, as well. So your mic is a bit static. That's not good. I will fix that, and I'll fix that. I am going away from StreamYard. I have had a lot of problems with StreamYard, so I will be going away from that. So that will be something to say the very least. I'll be going away with that. As well. Dave's in. Hello, Dave. Let's go Reds 1-1. Alone the Poon as well. So we'll go to score predictions. It's going to be a very short stream tonight as well. So score prediction. Tony's in. Hello, Tony. I'll go Kelleher, Bradley, Quansah, Endo, Tsimikas, Elliott, McConnell, Morton, Chiesa, Nunez, Gakpo. Yeah, McConnell. I did have a feeling about McConnell. But then again, I did have a feeling for Nyoni as well. So, yeah, it's a very, very difficult game. Very, very difficult. I think the team speaks for itself. I think it's the safest thing to say. I do think that will probably be the team. To be honest with you, I do think it will be the team. So yeah, Tony, I agree with you. I would agree with you there. The game is at the Phillips Stadion, Nippon. It's in Eindhoven. It is in Eindhoven. So, score prediction. I'm going to go 3-2 Liverpool. Look, PSV are going to give us a good game. I think it's the safest thing to say. I fully expect them to score. They've scored in every home game this season. Some safest thing to say. They're unbeaten at home. So you would expect PSV to score, but yeah, I think we can go there. I think Gakpo will thrive in this kind of atmosphere as well. I think he'll thrive on his return to PSV. And look, we don't need to win. We only need a point, but we don't go there just playing for a point. We go there to try and win the game. But as I said, Saturday's game is bigger than this one. But it's going to be a very, very interesting game ahead of this one. So yeah, I'm going to go PSV 2, Liverpool 3. Goal scorers, I'll go Gakpo to get 1. I'll go Nunez to get 1. And I'm going to go Chiesa. I'm going to go Federico Chiesa for them. Bakayoko, I'll go for Bakayoko. And Luke de Jong, I think, will score as well. So this is going to be a very, very interesting game, to say the very least. Going to be a short one tonight. I honestly, I'm slowly getting back into the routine of, getting back into the YouTube scene as well. But guys, thank you very much for everyone who's watched. I will sort the mic issues out the next one. But no, thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Please do check out my AFCON reaction to the draw. Did that last night as well. So please go check that out as well. But guys, thank you very much for watching. Really do appreciate it. And yeah, the Reds go travelling to Eindhoven, looking to make it 8 wins out of 8. But I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye for now. You'll never walk alone. Cheers, Reds.